Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the grand finals of the MLG versus Pro League Invitational, where right now Sue is up 3-0 against Oz, when Oz previously knocked Sue down 2-0 last time they met in this tournament. That's actually a great topic to bring back up. Of course, since all the MLG players faced Pro Leagues during the group play, during that round robin, we did see that 0-2, and just another reason why I think people are like, yeah, Sue will probably do pretty decent in the playoff bracket. Yeah. But now are seeing him compete fiercely here in the grand finals. Just crushing Oz with that brilliant 3-hatch before pool with the amazing turnaround response. And now Sue's in the comfortable position where if he wants to 6-pool as a surprise, he has the luxury to do that. He's up 3-0 in a best of 7. He can actually spend 2 games doing some surprising, weird, unusual strategies just to make Oz feel more uncomfortable later in the series. Oz has to win 4 games in a row. He has to win 3 games in a row just to say, I tied it. Yeah, and that's right. And we talk about momentum all the time, but, you know, typically we see these swings go back and forth in a finals matchup. But any time a competitor in a finals match can just snatch 3 games with in such convincing fashion, what are you left with? Like, that is a really, really tough mountain to climb. Like, it's straight up. And it right now, incline at all. It's yeah. In fact, it like bends backwards a little bit. Sean. Oh my gosh! And it's not even one of those safe bouldering gyms where you have a spotter there to catch you. Yeah, they give you rusty nails and like a piece of rope that's been tied together to try it. That's what Oz is. And there's lava with sharks in it underneath you. Yes, lava sharks. But Oz is capable of outrunning the lava sharks uphill with nails and his rope. Let's see if he can do it in game number 4. All right, introducing our players. Lava sharks are completely common. It's okay. Here in the East position, up 3-0 in the MvP Invitational Finals, it is Sue. And in the bottom center position, with his life on the line and 10 Gs seeming oh so far away, can he pull back and put it in his wallet or bank account or however he likes to store his cash? Let's find out. Let's give a cheer for him. He's Fnatic Oz. I like it. We've got some early fans here. We have another in-base pylon coming out from Oz after the heels of last game. Are you surprised to see that, Sean? You know, I do think that Oz is the sort of person who does not view it as, you know, I'm going to do this really weird, tricky build and surprise him. He's the sort of player who says, I have a really unusual idea. Let me practice it for 1,000 games and see what I think of it. I mean, you get this same mindset from Sase, who does a lot of weird things then says, well, yeah, it's standard. That's what I always do in this matchup. And Oz, it looks like, literally doing the exact same move in a row, and the way he's able to pull this off is he actually delays chrono boosting those probes, so that way he can still get the gateway on 13 and maximize efficiency on all fronts. Now we saw Sue drop that pool. Again, not really seeing that probe come forward, but it is the safer thing to do. The Overlord close by air positions, pops in here, sees the gateway at the front, so gets the information that he would like. This obviously would have been unfolding much differently had it been cross-spawn positions. Oh, yeah. But since we are close by air, that Overlord, he's going to get a little bit of I guess, a truck ahead to know exactly what's going on. In fact, he might even see this second gas coming up. I think that was even quicker than the last game as well. That's an extremely fast second gas. Now, the interesting thing is that Sue is basically showing us how he really plays against a one-basing player. He goes, oh my god, let me get gas up very quickly. Let me begin conserving larva. Let me make sure that I get this expansion up in a reasonable time. It's so funny to see this contrast with the, I don't want to say lucky because it was still a nice response from Sue, but I'll still say it. That really lucky moment where he went 3-hatch before pool and then kind of went, and managed to pull off a great response. We have Probe going out. Zealot is out now. And again, we're seeing something similar out of Sue, and I like this. It's not like the first time we've ever seen it, but, you know, getting that gas up, throwing 3 drones on it, 100 gas, cool, speed, drones off gas. I mean, we sometimes, obviously, Zergs just choose to go with this slow Zergling speed, but I think that, again, being a reaction to what Sue has already seen, I'm completely fine with it. I think that especially Sue, who's shown, hey, I got some great Zergling control as well, you know, it's a good weapon to have in your arsenal.
Oh, yes, Oz going with the DT opening. Such a fantastic opening in this matchup. Very rarely seen, very rarely well executed. Right now, Oz can add on some extra gateways. There's one going down. Almost always you'll see the 3rd gateway before an expand attempt. But as long as you're doing the expand attempt, building the pylon down on the low ground, you will trick Zerg into thinking you're doing something standard, especially given the existence of the sentries. Seeing the sentries is automatically a, oh, okay, no DT's coming, especially when you see 2.
Now, this actually plays in great historically with what we've seen, is that the lair has come out for Sue pretty late every time. Now, if he, I mean, depending on which way he's going to go, we don't see a 3rd hatchery yet, and this probe kind of sneaks down there to see, but we don't have an Evo chamber. I mean, we literally have no detection at all, and is that Overlord going to peep it? Oh, it's going to be close.
It's going to be quite close. He sees that. Oh, he has to suspect it now.
And he did. I don't think he saw it.
Oh, my God. Did he not
He did not actually see it.
Oh, absolutely no vision of that Dark Shrine. But let's be honest. If you see that early Twilight, you know that those DTs are a possibility. Zerglings darting every which way. Can they manage to spot it in time? They do not.
Oh, and there's the first 2 DTs getting warped in, going directly for the natural. Now, the Evo chamber was building inside the main. It is done, but no spores down quite yet. Will he split up his DTs? Both of them sent to that natural. Drones running. Spore is going down. 1 in the back. Do we have 1 in the main? 2 inside the main.
Now, ordinarily, players like to split up to maximize drone kills, but you got to keep those together and make sure they keep killing off spore crawlers together. That way you can ensure that you kill off at least 1 hatchery. And now Sue's just doing desperately everything he can to kill off this hatch, trying to do the spotting, but it looks like the spore crawler, where's Sue going to burrow it? It's going to be close. It's down to 200, 144. There's a transfuse, 94, and he gets it down. Oh, that was so close.
So very, very close, and I really love at least how Sue built the spine crawler off. He first built it behind the mineral line, but then he built it up north of his main. However, we cannot escape the facts here is that we now have a 1 base, 2, technically the 1.5 that's about to be 2 base here for Oz, and he puts himself at a really, really fantastic advantage. I mean, right now we've got long distance mining from the drones, but there's a total of 32 out there. So he's really not getting the best off of what he could get. The creep's not spread there very far. I mean, all he has is these Zerglings. Like, what do you think, Sean, based off of what damage was done and where this puts both of our competitors?
I mean, Oz is obviously in the comfortable position of knowing that just by defending, he can easily go into whatever tech path he wants to. Now, on the Zerg side of things, you have 2 options. Tech as quickly as you can, which is what we see Sue doing.
Yeah, some Zerglings just snuck through there. The DTs are there. They're going to do some damage. Won't even get that 1 sentry. So, I don't know. It just looked pretty.
Again, very nice defense by Oz. That's all he has to do at this point. And there's only 2 options that you can do. One would be to go fast 3 bases. The other would be to go for fast tech. And Sue's actually going to be doing all of it. I think this is a very difficult to pull off, somewhat risky play, but given the read that Sue just did, he sees a fast robo and a forge. There's probably still only just the 2 gateways, or maybe 3 in the main base. So what Sue's saying is that you haven't really messed up my drone count that much. 41 to 43, not many workers were killed off. So Sue is going to do something that focuses on gas and not on minerals. He's going to be going straight for the infestation pit. This actually is not a horrific position for Sue to be in.
Yeah, he did throw down the infestation pit before anything else. He's got good coverage of all of his spores. He probably needs to definitely protect that 3rd, but right now Oz isn't actually going out and making any effort to attack or deny that 3rd at all. Instead, +1 about to finish, +2 going to be on its way. He's got all 4 gases up, and here comes a massive swell of gateways. And does this mean inevitable pressure? Here comes that Overseer in to check out what's going on inside Oz's
This is
base.
still going to be really close. Su's getting up the exact mix of buildings that he needs. His opponent, the big edge that Oz has, is more minerals. But Su has not lost that much gas in this situation. So by relying on those infestors, that's how he hopes to be able to hold this off. But I mean, Oz is really going to go absolutely psycho on the pressure. He's getting the robotics facility to make a warp prism, so that way he can do warp and pressure at the back, all on just 2 bases.
And here come down some defensive spine crawlers. He knows that a push is inevitably coming. Now the 3rd base is absolutely wide open. It may be the target of attack here for Oz as he's sending everything over there. He's got an enormous amount of sentries. And keep in mind, I think there's, what, 4, maybe just 3 infestors right now, and not a whole lot of energy. So I don't know. This is looking scary. But, hey, Su was one guy who people labeled as a king of defending things that shouldn't have been defended. So
yeah.
This really be put to the test. And with this warp prism out, a lot of extra utility being added here.
With every second that Oz waits, there's going to be more and more and more infestors that he's going to have to go up against. And right now, Su has completely abandoned ship on that expansion. It looks like Su is just going for the spine infestor defense, and he may very well start to mount some Zergling counterattacks. There's really not that much of an answer that Oz would have to it. Oz, though, goes for the completely wide open 3rd base.
Now the Zerglings do come in from the back and take out that pylon. There we do see the force fields on the ramp to basically guarantee this 3rd base is going down, but I think that was already happening anyway, getting rid of the larva as well. He can go in through the back door. We already see the spine crawlers getting repositioned at this point in time, but honestly, he could just kind of walk away. He's got that hidden pylon back there, a big additional warp in coming out, and I mean, I feel like he could almost push, but with the spine crawlers, it's probably the safe thing to just back off or at least wait until a better opportunity.
It's an interesting choice that Oz is making, but it's the correct one. He knows that his opponent is going to be on 2 bases, probably Ling Infester. So right now, what Oz is really going to do is just abandon most of his gateway production and go only Colossus and Probe. And that way, he can begin to chew through this defense at the front.
Right now, that's exactly what he's going for. Extended thermal lance,
Oh,
+3 weapons.
no.
And, there, the Zergling's coming from the back. He does manage to get a couple of fungals out. We get the blink backwards, but the infested Terran's going down. The sentry's getting fungled a 2nd time.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that Zealot actually like warped through the force field there, but he is going to get out of there. The damage was done. There's still a lot of energy on these infestors, and now these Protoss units are stuck.
Oh no, he gets the Colossus. The Colossus will be able to survive. Oh my god, the Colossus, does fall, but it looks like Oz still getting some pretty significant fungal growths on it. Su just showing the real power of the Zergling Infestor. Not over-gassing, still just sticking to the 1 single evolution chamber upgrading. Still has 3 hatches, but man, Oz is just keeping the pressure on.
Oh, wow. There's that warp in from the warp prism that's just been chilling up there. That 3rd base is going to go down a 2nd time. And, you know, I thought based on where those units are at that he was going to be in a good spot with it. Hold on, here we go. The last fungals are thrown down. The Zerglings dealing with those zealots. Here come the infested Terrans, but there is just not enough here. I would be shocked if he could somehow pull this off.
Wow, Oz managed to follow up all his aggression with more aggression and just the right mix of units, almost having +3, more Colossus coming out. Su is slowly drying up on defense, desperately trying to build whatever Zerglings that he can, even sending some Ling Infestor out to the middle of the map to ensure that there's no counter warping. But with that warp prism and pylon up at the north side, Oz is going to be ripping down that front. Yeah,
Oz eventually is going to be knocking on that door. Only a few Infestors there to defend, and now 2 infested Terrans. Not going to cut it. And we got even from the back. It doesn't matter. All the energy. Here come the final Zerglings. But with that perfectly put force field at the ramp, they'll take care of most of those, and here comes that final push. Those spine crawlers are not going to finish it.
And there's the GG. Oz puts himself on the map.
He does.
Gosh, you can just see the strength and that solid foundation of play that Su's been using to get this far. The fact that he was not expecting that early 1-base play, and then there was this crazy follow-up with DTs, and then another attack, and then Colossus, and Su was just an inch or two away from holding that off. I mean, if he'd even gotten those spine crawlers in position earlier, he may very well have been able to hold his third.
Well, the pendulum swings, and now it is on Fnatic's Oz's side. It's still up to Sue to win a game and take home that $10,000 to win the MVP Invitational, but Oz just took his first step, one of, I think, three now that he's got to take. 3 more steps left for Oz. Who will make it? Who's going to win that $10,000? When we return, it's going to be Game 5, possibly a winner, or possibly moving on to Game 6. We'll be right back.